That's what I say. That's what I say. Yeah, get a big flag out here. I put that out there, you know, because my good friends down here from, first of all, let me introduce Paul Davis. And Paul, I want to be sure and get this right because you got a big title. You're president, so that's what makes me want to get it right. State President of the Vietnam Veterans of America here in the state of Delaware.
That is correct, sir.
You've been doing this for a while, I guess?
I just recently became the new state president this year, 2010.
Yeah, when you talk about, because you got veterans and you got World War II veterans, Korean veterans, you know, Vietnam veterans. I mean, you still guys all work together, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's our mission. We work a lot for the Vietnam vets, obviously, but we do a lot of outreach to help Korean War veterans, World War II, and also the soldiers returning back from Iraq and Afghanistan. We're very involved in helping all veterans, and that's our mission.
Right, right. And of course, I want to not to forget to introduce my good friend over here. We're going to get back some questions with you, but Dave Skosik here with us today. Dave, how are you?
Hey, I'm fantastic, Tim. Thanks so much for having us here today.
Yeah, because anytime we bump into each other, it seems like we bring, you know, and start talking veterans, even though I mean, you're a little bit active, more than I am, with the state of Delaware veterans here, but we always seem to get on that because no matter what the situation is, it's kind of, we've left out the veterans. I mean, we were just down at an event, and that's what, you know, gave you a reason to get up there and holler and scream. You always like that, so.
Well, that's a little bit over-characterization, but I did get up and make a statement, and you know, I actually, people applauded for it because you've got to be for the veterans. I mean, the veterans are for us, all generations, and it's so important.
Yeah, well, you know, the people forget when you talk about veterans, those are the ones that came back. Those are the ones that survived it and made it back home. Right. I mean, you know, and you look at so many that didn't, where those that made it back and came home had to witness those that didn't, and then, you know, that's some of the toughest things to go through. I mean, especially when you get back into World War II and the Korean War, and, you know, and then Vietnam. I mean, a lot more didn't come home and things. Not that that's not traumatic that's happening over there now. You know, anytime you're in war, it is, but, you know, if we don't support the veterans, then, you know, we're in big trouble in this country. Correct. And because you know, give you an idea, and when I say that, I mean there's a lot of different things. My dad served 32 years in the military. You know, die hard. You know, and you know, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. So he did it all, and he retired, and they had a good retirement check and everything. And then you know, at the same time, they're raising 5 kids. So. Here a couple of years ago, my dad passed away, and all of a sudden that all stopped. Well, my mom gave just as much when my dad was going, trying to raise, you know, get 3 teenage boys and stuff like that.
She probably gave more.
There's no doubt, Mike. She had a war going on at home. I mean, you know, and he was over there, and when he passed on, there's nothing. I mean, she's got, of course, base privileges or post privileges wherever she's living at the time, but that's pretty much it.
Sure. I was going to say military wives are a special breed, but nowadays it's military spouses are a special breed because sometimes it's mom that's over there and dad's taking care of the family.
Right.
And I think that's one thing that we are very sensitive to today because as Vietnam veterans, our national slogan for the Vietnam Veterans of America is never again will one generation of veterans abandon another. That happened to some of us when we came back, I think, as most people know, where we were rejected, we were blamed for the war, and I think that that made us realize that we really have to take care of those who are serving.
Well, when you say we came back, I mean, how many, because when we say we, you guys are Vietnam, I mean, yes. You might, I guess, Vietnam as well.
Yes.
And when we say we, how many Vietnam veterans do we have in the state of Delaware right now?
Currently,
members,
currently in the Vietnam Veterans of America, we have 3 chapters in Delaware, 1 in each county. We currently have a little bit over 350 active members, in addition to associate membership also.
Right, and then on top of that, I guess, you know, throughout the United States, we've got to have quite a few members.
I just received the report from the National Vietnam Vets of America. And as of the last month, there's a total of over 62,000 active members that are members of our organization.
Now, when you talk about that, that's members of your organization, but that's not counting the amount of members that are out here that aren't involved. You know, and that's important that those members got to understand they need to get involved, because there's going to come that day that they're going to be needing that, you know, that being whatever it is. I mean, you never know what life's going to bring you, and it's nice to have that backup and be proud of being that veteran.
And that's an interesting note. Reviewing the report, there's been a 5% increase in membership over the past year. And as a new state president, that's one of the areas I want to really concentrate on, is to really try to identify Delawareans that were in Vietnam. And our chapter, which is in Kent County, 850, currently now has in the neighborhood of 120, 125 members. So we are very aggressively working on that issue.
Right, and I'm thinking, you know, when you talk about veterans, I mean, I would like to know, you know, because you look at Washington today compared to what it was, how many of those guys are actually even served any time in anything, you know? And so, you know, have they lost sight of what really takes place to these veterans? I mean, because, you know, some of the things you see is just horrendous.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, because the fact is, only about 1% of people ever put on the uniform of this country. I mean, and God bless the ones that do, and nothing against the ones that don't. But veteran service military service tends to run in families. So it's really important to make sure that we've taken care of these people, particularly today, these patriots today, who are serving multiple tours in harm's way. They need our support, and those who come back in one piece bodily, sometimes they've got a lot of PTSD.
What I can't believe is some of them are going, husband and wife both, and the kids are staying with the moms and dads, you know, their moms and dads. I couldn't believe that when I saw some of this that was going on. I mean, they're telling me we're going to have to take a quick commercial break, but there's a lot more. We want people to get involved with the veterans, and we really want to push that. So we're going to leave you guys up here and give you Mike Castle's time too. He only had a minute and a half with us, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back right after this.